Why Fade Alchemist?
Ah, there is a story behind that.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us another
So,
story, Mom, says Sleepy. And Blues asks, why no babies? Or where are the babies?
Where are the babies?
So answer
I'll
those.
answer the name question.
Okay. Okay, Mom. Tell us a story. We're ready.
My choice is why no babies and where did the name come from?
Well, it's
I'll
not
choose the name.
why no babies. It's where are the babies? Oh, Mrs. Wells Knight, how are you? Stopping in for a bit. Hope all's going well. It is.
Just in time for Fade story time.
Yes, my husband Fade is on, and
Oh, I've been rambling for.
he's telling story.
I keep on apologizing.
And I'm working, so it's working today.
It's teamwork.
Also,
it's teamwork.
It is teamwork, but you know that's how we roll. So we're getting Fade stories today, and there was another question. What was the other question? Hold on. How did you two meet? Fade, go.
Oh, okay. So I'll start with the name because that's a short one. Then I'll get to how we met.
Yes. Okay. So why Fade Alchemist?
Okay. So it's a combo of different things. As mentioned, I like to play role-playing games, and so we play very frequently with our. And I'm trying really hard not to use names.
That cut out a little bit.
You know what? I have an idea.
Wait.
I'll use their internet name. Dual J and
Brina.
Brina. There we go.
Hold on 1 second.
Dual J.
Hold on, Fade. Mrs. Wells says.
Tell a story. Then interrupts Fade.
Hold on. I'm trying to read what Mrs. Wells was saying. She was lurking a bit. I heard you say something about a first content, and everyone's first few vids are different. They are.
Oh yes.
And
yes. So
And probably awful.
Like I won't repeat the full story, but basically our first video, we left out there intentionally. It's still there. You put them in. But the first video was me playing Minecraft. I'm a console gamer, or it was.
So funny.
And so I didn't know how to play on the PC, and we wanted Sassy to be part of it because it's our channel. But we don't have her communicate and talk. She was just going to be a voice, and I'd be the player as well, and then we'd talk to each other. But we didn't have two mics. So for her microphone, since my headset couldn't pick her up and me at the same time, we had to use an old Rock Band microphone.
I love that game. I want to play it.
Sassy sounding like my conscience. You couldn't really hear her very well, and she kind of sounded like she was talking into a tin can. That, and I didn't know how to use Shift on the computer because I was using the Xbox controller just plugged into the machine, and that.
You don't have to tell that story again, Fade.
Check out our first channel. It's probably worse than yours.
Probably. A Rock Band stream? No, it's not even up yet. I mean, it's maybe possible, but oh gosh. Anyways, why Fade Alchemist?
Oh gosh, you guys really want to hear me. The name Fade Alchemist. So Dual J, great friend. Yes, I'm getting there, Sass.
No.
Excellent friend and a DM. He is. I think playing. And one of the games we played was Shadowrun. Some of you may know it, some may not. Shadowrun is the role-playing game you play when you can't decide if you want to have high-tech adventure or spell-slinging fun. Because Shadowrun, case in point, my character. Actually, you'll laugh because you'll recognize the voice. My character was Fade Thretrendell, Russian elf. Nice, that is the Agent Johnson voice. So yes, I played a Russian elf who is a technomancer who hacked computers magically with his mind.
Yes, it was amazing.
He also had...
Yes, fellow Shadowrunner, says Grim.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Yep. So, this is set in the future of Earth, our future. And my character had a thing for music.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he needs to have like a Shadowrunner name so that way Mr. Johnson's can contact him. And yes, that's where Mr. Johnson, that's where his name came from as well. Because whenever you have a contact from a company who wants
It was always
known
Mr.
as Mr.
Johnson.
Johnson's to save their to keep their dandy safe. So that's where Agent Johnson came from. Fade my character had a thing for music. He liked classical music. Remember, this is set in the future, so classical music meant he liked Metallica.
He liked Metallica.
And that time frame, Metallica was classical music.
Yep.
And so I was trying to think of a clever name that could tie in his hackiness with the fact that he liked music. There is a phenomenon called fade. If you unplug from the matrix too quickly, you'll get You'll get fading damage. It's like you get a jolt and it hurts.
Ooh.
And he combated people through the technoverse. He could hack into things or fight you in the cyber world realm, whatever you call it.
I just got kicked.
There we go.
That was weird.
And so I grabbed so I was like fade, because there's fade ins, fade out for music, and then there's a fade for the hacking. So I'm like, okay, Fade. His name's Fade. So that's where the first component came from. Really enjoyed that game. Secondly, got into anime about that time. Watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Full Metal Alchemist.
So
loved it. And that's kind of where Alchemist came from. In fact, if you look at Fade's skin, it began as Ed Elric's skin, and we just modified it to make it our own. Sassy actually did that. She changed the coat some, changed the pants some, changed the hair color around a bit, changed the eye color. But that's basically a modified Edward Elric skin. Yep. And there's another game called Dungeon Explorer, which is a dungeon crawler game with a
Edward.
It's a board game, and it's a game where you can either all work together or you have a DM, and there's like monsters that you fight, and you each choose a hero. All the heroes in this game are they're kind of analogies to other heroes in popular games. Like, you'll see a character that very clearly is Mario, one that very clearly is Link. Mm-hmm. You know, all the different well-known characters are here, but they're like the off-brand version of that character to avoid copyright, and also because it's funny. Like, you know, you might have,
It's me.
You know, Bink from the past or something like that instead of Link, or the Bubblegum Princess instead of, I don't know, Princess Peach or something like that. Well, one of them was the Fey Alchemist, and this person used potions, which was a resource you could use, and I could give them to people to give them their special abilities. So I was like an enabler, you could say. I have always loved consumable items in like role-playing games and games in general. One-shot effects that can have a big effect at the time right when you need it. I love stories where you have like a hero whose baseline power level is relatively low, and you got this like really strong bad guy. But this hero can be stronger for the one moment he needs to be to win.
I feel like I should change the title to Fade Story Time.
Yeah, like some sort of random power-up or something. So that's kind of my love of potions in general, so I've always kind of gravitated towards those classes.
I'm gonna do it.
Anyway, the Fey Alchemist was a fun character in that, and I was like, okay, YouTube name. This took, my favorite. I was playing Shadowrun at the time, and I just got done playing Dungeon Explorer, and I was like, okay, I'll combine the two. Fade Alchemist. And that's where the name comes from. I'm pretty proud of myself. I got through an entire story without going on a tangent.
Good job.